Before we get into this video, guys, if you have children in the room, don't play this video with your kids. If you have teenagers, that's fine because this video is directed at teens and young adults and even men and women that are my age, guys, because lust is destroying you. You can't turn a blind eye to lust and just think that because you choose to ignore it, that the urge, that the desire, that the struggle is going to go away, guys. Watch these video clips, and I remind you guys, this is for a mature audience, right? This is for people that are really struggling with masturbation and lust and pornography, and they're sick of it. They want to stop it. Listen to the video clips. I got multiple clips, and we're gonna dive into this, guys. And hopefully, you walk away from this video feeling encouraged. You walk away from this video feeling empowered. That you walk away from this video with some tools that help you to flee from lust once and for all, guys.
You see the guy in the back? He's gooning, just like what you did yesterday. You told God you wasn't gonna goon no more. You confessed to him that you would stop. You told him you didn't want to do it no more. You felt guilty, you felt shame, and you fell again. Why is that? Do you want to end him like the guy in the back? He spends every single day gooning. His entire life, he goons. He wakes up, he goons. He goes to bed, he goons. And guess what? He's still gooning. You don't want to be like that guy. You want to be like Christ. You want to be good. You want to be better than the world. You gotta act the way Jesus would act. You gotta walk the way Jesus would act. You can't just be saying you love God and you're doing that. That's not the right way to go, man. The Overcomer app is such a great tool.
Now, obviously this is an advertisement for the Overcomer app. It's kind of like Covenant Eyes, where you put this app on your device and it helps you to not walk into lust, right? But the audio is pretty crappy on that part of the video, so I'm just going to move on to the next clip. Now, there are tools that you can use. Like I said, this Overcomer app, accountability, Covenant Eyes. There's multiple different apps or things that you can place on your devices that help you stop watching porn and masturbating. Now, what if you've tried all the apps, the blockers, everything, and you still keep giving into lust? Well, watch this video and we'll be right back.
Kill lust before it kills you. Lust isn't just temptation. It's destruction disguised as desire. And if you don't deal with it now, it will destroy everything God has planned for your life, your marriage, your ministry, your relationship with Him. Lust doesn't negotiate. It consumes. You think you can manage it. You think you can keep it under control, let it live in the corners of your mind and heart. But lust is never satisfied with the corners. It wants to take over completely. It wants to sit on the throne of your life where only Christ belongs. Every time you feed lust, you're starving your spirit. You're building walls between you and God, trading intimacy with the Creator of the universe for temporary pleasure that leaves you empty and ashamed. Kill lust before it kills your calling. Kill it before it kills your marriage. Kill it before it kills your witness. The power of Christ in you is stronger than any temptation you face, but you have to choose to use it.
Tell me that one wasn't powerful, right? You are putting lust in the place of Jesus in your life, right? That's a scary thought, right? For someone that's dealing with this and trying to flee from it, but they can't seem to get a grasp on it. Think about it like that. When you're making this idol take the place of Jesus in your life, you're in a danger zone. And I'm not here to scare you or like fear you out of masturbating, right? Like if you guys are dealing with this, trust me, it's a real thing that people are struggling with. But we have the Holy Spirit inside of us to help us walk away from this. And I want you guys to focus on the fact that this is all a tactic from the enemy to destroy your witness, to destroy your life, to destroy your marriage if you're married, to ever stop you from getting married because you don't feel like you need marriage since you have this opportunity. A lot of people view masturbation and lust and pornography as an alternative to getting into a marriage, to getting into a relationship because they don't want to get their heart broken. They don't want to have to put in the effort to make a person happy. They don't want to have to earn a person's affection. Things like that. Like, why would I want to deal with all that when I could just handle my business myself? That's the wrong way to go into this thinking in the first place, guys, because sex is beautiful between married people, right? The desire to have sex is natural, given to us by God for our spouse, right? I want to play this video and we'll be right back.
Now, I'm gonna be straight up. Sex is not a bad thing. If you have those sexual desires, that's a good thing. But it matters what you do with those desires, right? Where are you putting your energy? That's energy that you have, right? As a man, it's very important to keep your seed. You don't want to just be, you know what I mean, giving out your seed to other people or to a phone screen, just because you feel a type of way. Self-control is the last fruit of the spirit. Bear self-control. right? Bear that fruit. And I know the main question is like, all right, well, so how do I not fulfill those lustful desires? How do I get enough self-control to where I don't got to carry out what my flesh is feeling? And set boundaries. Your eye is very important. Your eye, what you're intaking, what you're seeing, what you're listening to is extremely important. You know, maybe when we go to the gym or during the day, if you're just scrolling on Instagram and you see these girls on your Instagram and, you know, you're looking lustfully, you're not really thinking of it then because you're not going to get down right then and there. But guess what? Late at night, when you're home alone, in the bed alone, what you looked at earlier, what you were intaking with your eyes earlier is going to come back. That's going to catch up to you. And just remember that the word of God tells us that the eye is the lamp of the body. It's very important. And Jesus was talking about it. Luke 11:24, it says, the lamp of the body is the eye. Therefore, when your eye is good, your whole body also will be full of light. But when your eye is bad, your body also is full of darkness. And it's very important what you're consuming. Your flesh and spirit are always going to be fed. You just got to be focusing on what you're feeding more.
This is why it matters what you do when you see someone that you think is attractive. Do you look at them, realize you think they're attractive, and bounce your eyes and move away? Do you look at them and then look away and be like, oh, I got to check and see what she looks like again? And then you look again. Or you look at a man and you're like, oh, I got to check and see if he's got muscles. So you look back. You like do the scan from head to toe, right? You're checking this person out. You're analyzing the level of sexiness that you think that this person has. And don't tell me you don't do it, because most people, that's the first thing they do is they analyze whether they think a person's attractive or not. Then they judge what their body type looks like. And this is just what the industry, Satan, and the demonic agenda has done to us. They've programmed us to look at people as sex objects. And this isn't any fault of your own, guys. Hollywood has done this to you. The TV shows that you watch has done this to you. The movies. If you're watching stuff like Love Island or The Bachelor or, you know, Bachelorette or these types of like love shows where they promote people hooking up, hookup culture has done this to you. It's not a fault of your own, but you can't take accountability to stop the process from going any further, right? That's why it says your eyes are the gate to what you consume. Like, this stuff matters, right? So if you're watching pornography, if you're watching shows that glorify sex, if you're watching these things that promote sexual agenda, obviously it's going to be what consumes you, right? So you got to watch things like this, these videos. They are anti-sex. They're anti-lust, right? Not anti-sex outside of or in the confines of marriage, but it's anti-sex outside of marriage. I don't want you having sex outside of marriage. I don't want you masturbating. I don't want you watching porn, and neither does the Lord, right? And so that's why I make these videos, because if you fill yourself with, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with. So if you talk about sex with 5 people and they're like, it's all good. If you hang around 5 people and they're watching porn and they're gooning, you're going to be one of those people, right? Because everyone's in an echo chamber. They're all telling you it's okay. You need to be hanging around people that are like, no, brother, that's a sin. You shouldn't do that. No, sister, that's a sin. We shouldn't watch that. No, we shouldn't be coming to hang out after hours. I shouldn't be at your house at past 10 o'clock at night when no one's around to stop us from going further than we need to go. These are the people that you need to be hanging around with, right? Let me play this last video for you and we'll get out of here.
If you're struggling to stop self-pleasure, if you find yourself in a habit of masturbation, there's something I want you to be aware of. Masturbation can easily become an addiction. And if you do not recognize it as an addiction, you're probably not going to be able to realize how strong of a hold it can have on you. It's a very slippery slope. Just the other day, I was telling somebody about how I literally got into masturbation young. How just a night of curiosity led to an addiction that only God could break off of me. It becomes an addiction because it's a comfort release. And a lot of people will try to tell you that it's not bad to do because you're not having sex with another person, so it's okay and it still qualifies as abstinence. That's not the case. Any sex outside of the covenant of marriage is breaking abstinence, even if it's just with yourself. We know self-pleasure and masturbation is wrong because we often get those thoughts in our head afterwards. Men call it P&C, I think, or whatever. Girls get that too, where they get that feeling of like, dang, I made a stupid mistake. I should not be doing this. That was a dumb mistake. Like, why am I here? And I cannot tell you how many times I felt that, and knowing that I needed to stop that addiction. But the only way to stop an addiction of lust, and I mean like for real, break a stronghold, is through Jesus and change. You need repentance and change. Because if I just said I was going to stop and I prayed, but I didn't actually set up appropriate boundaries afterwards to make sure I don't fall back into that temptation, I would be exactly where I was when I started. I'd feel sorry, I'd want to change, but I wouldn't do anything to actually change.
Faith without works is dead, right? So, like, yeah, you can count on Jesus to deliver you from this. But if you're not putting up boundaries, having people hold you accountable, setting up parameters that stop you from walking in this sin continually, then you're just counting on Jesus to do all the work for you. And Jesus isn't going to just do the work for you. While he can, he's sovereign enough to do that. We have to take one step forward, right? And once Jesus sees us move in faith and we take action, he'll come alongside us and give us the strength that we need to be victorious in this. She spoke about lust as an addiction, and that's because scientifically, when we orgasm, we have this bonding mechanism that goes on with the person that we've done this with, which is why it's only called for people that are married, right? Because you don't want to be bonding to someone on the other side of a screen. Now you have this bond with this person that doesn't even know you exist. And it's like when a person gets high on drugs, they get this dopamine feeling. You're getting that same release when you orgasm. But the only thing is, you're doing it to porn, or you're doing it to a device, or you're doing it to some magazines, or you're doing it to a person that you saw earlier, and now you're reliving what they look like, and now you're doing this to this person in your mind. You're objectifying someone, and they don't even know that you're doing it to them. So we need to understand the severity of this stuff. It's not just something that we do because we get lonely or we get tired or we just don't want to put in the work to get married, or we're tired of God like ignoring our desire to get married or for a spouse to come along. So we're just taking it into our own hands. That just tells God that you're idolizing yourself more than him. That just tells God that you don't care about what his word says, right? And I'm not trying to condemn anybody. Because just because you masturbate doesn't mean that you don't love the Lord. Just because you masturbate doesn't mean that you don't care about God and what his word says. But it means that you're giving into your flesh more, and you're bound by this addiction, and you're trapped to lust when you need to call on Jesus. But you also need to make change, just like she said. You got to take accountability, guys. A person that's tired of something won't make change until they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when you get down to rock bottom and you start asking people for help, that's when you know you're sick of this and you're really ready to make a change. And that's when you can be victorious at this. But as long as you keep sitting around like a pet, you act like it's a little baby lion cub and it's so cute. And, oh, I can pet this lion while it's a baby. We can play and wrestle and, it's all cute. But when it grows up, it will maul you. It will attack you. It will kill you. It doesn't matter how cute it was as a baby. This lion has the power to now kill you. And that's what your sin does. That's what your masturbation does. That's what your lust is doing to you. When you keep it around and just act like, oh, it's cool because it's not affecting anyone but me. But it really is. It's destroying you. It's destroying your purpose. It's destroying your witness. And you really got to get it up out of your life. So that's going to do it for this one. I really hope you guys are encouraged to take action, to make change in your life, right? Stop letting this thing just be a normal thing in your life. You got to get it up out of there. That's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, God bless.